Toning your vagus nerve is undeniably good. It's a fantastic body hack that just knocks anxiety out of your body and gets you into a calmer place. My mindfulness stretching does this superbly. The thing is, most of the methods proposed on the internet just don't work. They're crap. In a couple of seconds, I'll actually demonstrate that they don't work. If you have the right heart rate monitor or the right wearable and an app like the Elite HRM app, you'll be able to do this yourself. You'll be able to show yourself this same thing. But why does calming the vagus nerve actually bring calm to the body? Just look at this slide of the vagus nerve. It actually shows the interconnectedness of the brain with the body. Look at all those connections to the heart, lungs, spleen, guts, stomach, all over the place, larynx, pharynx. And all of that is reporting that, and that nerve is reporting information back to the brain. 80% of the information carried by the vagus nerve is from the body to the brain. It's the way the brain monitors what's going on in the body. It's a permanent, constant, instantaneous monitoring system to see the threat level that the body is perceiving. Because it's not just the brain that perceives threat, the body also is great at perceiving if it's under threat. And the stress that we're under constantly in our modern day life, this permanent low level stress or even high level stress, that leaves our vagus nerve a bit hardwired to reporting back stress. And this is where a lot of anxiety comes from. It's one of the ways that PTSD manifests. It's held in the vagus nerve when the vagus nerve is fully turned on. Anyway, I digress. When we tune the vagus nerve to no threat, cortisol turns off and we can break the hardwired state of anxiety and stress that the body is feeding up to the brain. There are heaps of toning acts on the vagus nerve, and I've done many of them, and they just don't work. They don't. I've looked, I've checked, I've tested, I've measured them. The most simplistic of these, and the one you often see, is a massage of the ear or the ear canal. And it is true that the vagus nerve does have a branch that extends out there, but it's just a minor peripheral branch. In fact, it's not even shown on that slide. Whereas the esophagus, the heart, lungs, pharynx, larynx, all those other things, all of those things are still going to be providing feedback. So it doesn't matter if you twiddle and wiggle your ear, it's not going to overwrite all that stress that's coming back from the rest of your body. Mindfulness stretching does, though. Mindfulness stretching does override and overwrite and get get so much of the vagus nerve into a calmed and relaxed state that it really does help you. I'll get back to that. So, we can see that many of these methods for toning the vagus nerve just are complete junk by measuring our heart rate variability. So heart rate variability is the interval that runs between the pulsing beats of our heart. It's not the number per minute. So like if you imagine that you've got a pulse of 60, that doesn't mean that your heart is banging on every second, bang, bang, bang. There's a difference between how quickly our heart, the intervals between our heart rate, intervals between our heartbeats as we inhale, they gently tighten and quicken, come together, and then when we exhale, they drift apart. That's heart rate variability, and there's so much empirical science on how this reflects the state of the nervous system and the vagus nerve that I'm not going to go into it because so many other people will do it better than me. But let me just show you using heart rate variability and the recommended methods others espouse on YouTube, just how it doesn't work. Have a look at this. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to be attempting to demonstrate how some of the examples pressed on YouTube really don't calm the vagus nerve. They don't change vagal tone, as is recognized by heart rate variability. I'm using a HeartMath heart rate variability monitor. Take particular note of the HRV figure on the y-axis of that graph. So here currently tracking at about 65. So although I'm getting good variability in my heart rate variability with these practices of rubbing my ear and doing as is recommended by the video that's in the top left part of the screen, I'm not really getting very high scores. So top scores here tracking at 70. This graph is this graph varies as you go. Oh, there's a quick blip up to 100. That's very good. That's a good figure, but it doesn't stay there. It's we come right back down to the 70s again, and similarly with this second video that I'm undertaking, the ear massage as recommended, the video as espoused on the video. I'm getting good variation, but not high levels of heart rate variability. I'm not getting high scores on my heart rate variability. So this is really very close to my baseline levels, where what I'm seeking to be doing is enhancing and growing the number on the left-hand side on that y-axis. So here as I rub my ear, I'm still just having the graph max out. Here it's a bit over 65, but it doesn't really go to a much more significant number up around the 100. But I just don't think that these massage techniques get in and activate the vagus nerve in a way that overwrites all the other information that is coming up from the rest of the body. The whole rest of the body is feeding all that extra information into the vagus nerve for relaying up to the brainstem, and I just don't think the massaging of this minor element of the vagus nerve out near the ear makes a big difference. And so in the last video that we're about to see, it includes some neck massage and also some ear massage. I don't get much here. I'm starting with the ear massage, so I'm undertaking the ear massage. As you can see, here is that's a really good score, breaking over 100 and staying up near 90 for 15 seconds before lulling back down below 60 again. So that level of heart rate variability, if one could maintain that level over the 100 mark for a significant period, I think that would really demonstrate great stimulation of the vagus nerve. But I just don't see it with this. Even with this neck massage, with the ear massage, I simply don't think that, at least in my body, the metrics don't stack up and they don't support the methods that are being espoused. Conversely, my mindfulness stretching techniques, they do what's on the box, which includes increasing vagal tone, and I've got another video that shows that.